Oh man, guys, we're getting into the thick of things now. 5 games left. Playoff spots need to be clinched, and draft picks need to be secured. What's going on, guys? Dig Support here, back to you with another video. And today we are going through my picks for Week 14. Sorry I missed last week. I was severely under the weather, could not record at all. I'm back this week, ready to go, and let's talk about this Thursday night game. Okay, I gotta talk about this Patriots-Steelers game, don't I? Yeah, this is just tough because we're coming off the best Thursday night game we've had in a while, and now we've got this game which, on paper, looks to be one of the worst. Let me explain why. For the Patriots, they switched from Mac Jones to Bailey Zappi, and somehow their offense got worse. They didn't score a single point last week against the Chargers. The Chargers! And the Chargers have struggled on defense all year. I don't know how that's possible. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they lost Kenny Pickett. He's going to be out for a few weeks, maybe for the rest of the season, we don't know. But Mitchell Trubisky's going to start for them. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this one. I don't know what more to say about this game. Tampa Bay taking on Atlanta. Atlanta's got the division lead right now, but they've got to hold on to it. They have to have this game. Tampa Bay, they're coming off a win. They are coming right behind Atlanta. They win this game. They put themselves in very good position to win the division. I'm going to go with Atlanta over Tampa Bay on this one. I don't know why. I feel like Atlanta being at home is going to be the difference. Again, don't know why. Just have a feeling. Rams taking on Baltimore. For Baltimore, the bye could not have gone any better for them. Not only did both the Steelers and Browns lose, but also the Chiefs lost. So now they're tied with the Dolphins for the #1 seed. Now, I would think 3 more wins, one being the Steelers in the final week of the season, they should have the division. They have bigger goals in mind. That #1 seed is for grasp. They control their own destiny, but they have the hardest schedule remaining. Can they get it done? We shall find out. For the Rams, they gifted Baltimore one of those losses last week because they beat the Browns. But will they now be a nightmare for Baltimore on the road? You know what? I'm going to go with the Rams. Detroit taking on Chicago. For Chicago, the season hasn't gone too bad for them. They're showing improvement on the field. They're showing that there is a future in place for them. Justin Fields, he's had his moments, but can he keep that up? He's essentially fighting for his job next year. And the Panthers are just a disaster right now, so they would get the #1 overall pick again to do whatever they want to do with it. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they got the win against the Saints, but they had a scare again. They got to stop scaring their fans. They really do. I'm going to go with the Lions over the Bears, but look for the Bears to make this a game. Indianapolis taking on Cincinnati. Don't look now, but both Indianapolis and Houston are right behind Jacksonville for that division lead. They're 1 game behind them. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they took down the Jaguars on Monday night. That was a wonderful game. Jake Browning had a great game. For this game, I would expect another really good game. Hey, let's not forget about the Colts. They had maybe the best game of the week last week, but nobody's talking about it. That's a shame. I'm going to go with the Colts over the Bengals. Jacksonville taking on Cleveland. Both these teams coming off disappointing loss last week. Cleveland to the Rams. Jacksonville to the Bengals. For Cleveland, they had Joe Flacco starting, and their offense looked pretty good last week. Huh. Go figure. Anyway, for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence has a high ankle sprain. We have no idea how long he's going to be out. That's a big thing for Jacksonville. We thought they were going to run away with this division at the beginning of the season. It looked that way too. And then all of a sudden, both the Colts and the Texans are getting hot, and the Jaguars are starting to cool down. They have to find a way to keep it up, but they're going up against a Browns defense that is very good. I'm going with the Browns over the Jaguars. Carolina taking on New Orleans. New Orleans, they almost pulled off a come-from-behind victory over the Lions. Now, Derek Carr got hurt. We don't know. We have no idea if he's going to be able to play or not. But for Carolina, I think the less said, the better. Yeah, it hasn't been pretty for them. I'm just going to go with the Saints and move on. Houston taking on the Jets. For the Jets, this is another team that's had a long season. They benched Zach Wilson, went to Tim Boyle, then went to Trevor Siemian. Now they're talking about going back to Zach Wilson, but he's not sure whether he should be the starting quarterback again. All the while, Aaron Rodgers is practicing, but he's probably not going to play this year. Yeah, it's been a rough season for the Jets. Let's just talk about the Texans. Texans have done a complete 180 from last year. They're 7-5, one game behind for the division, right in the thick of it for a wild card spot. No one expected this from the Texans. C.J. Stroud, he's playing like one of the best rookie quarterbacks of all time. I'm going with them over the Jets. Minnesota taking on the Raiders. Both these teams are coming off a bye, and I don't know what to think of these teams right now. Minnesota, when they got Josh Dobbs, they were hot. Now they cooled off a little bit. Raiders, same thing. They fired Josh McDaniels, got a little hot, cooled off. I don't know who to go with in this game. I'll be completely honest. This is one where I don't think anybody's going to know until the game starts. I'm just going with the home team on this one. I'm just going to go with the Raiders. Seattle taking on San Francisco. For Seattle, they have to have this game. They have to find a way to win this game. They have to win this game to keep their season alive. They are 6-6 right now. They have fallen behind in the wild card spot, and they've fallen behind in the division. They're 3 games behind the 49ers for the division. They're probably not going to catch up to them, but in order to get a wild card spot, they have to have this game. And for San Francisco, okay, they're Super Bowl favorites right now. What they did to the Eagles on Sunday, yeah, they're the Super Bowl favorites right now. I say they keep this up. I say they get the win over Seattle. Buffalo taking on Kansas City. Buffalo, they're coming off a bye. This is another game where Buffalo needs this. They need this if they want to get a wild card spot, because these 3 wild card spots, there's going to be a fight for them in the AFC. And Buffalo, to get one of them, they have to have this game. They're 6-6. For Kansas City, the fight for the number 1 seed took a big hit with that loss. And after a Kansas City loss, you know they're going to be fighting. You know they're going to be angry. And I feel bad for Buffalo. They have to deal with this. Give me Kansas City. Denver taking on the Chargers. Okay, Chargers may have gotten the win last week. They shut out the Patriots, but how did you only score 6 points? I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened. Was it the weather? Was something not working? I don't understand how you only score 6 points when you're supposed to be an explosive offense. I don't get it. I really don't. That's one of the most confusing things from last week. And for the Broncos, they're in the fight. They're another team that is going to be in the fight for a wildcard spot. If they can keep it up, I'm going with them over the Chargers. Philadelphia taking on Dallas. I'm going to say this right now. Whoever wins this game is most likely getting the division. That's what I'm saying. Whoever wins this game, probably getting the division. For the Philadelphia Eagles, that was a rough loss. That was a bad loss. The Cowboys, they are a much better team when they played Philadelphia earlier. I'm going with them. Tennessee taking on Miami. Tennessee, I had mentioned the game. Probably the best from last week. Nobody talked about it. Miami. Right now, they have the number 1 seed. Give me Miami. And our Monday night game, Green Bay and the Giants. Giants coming off a bye. Green Bay, they have a quarterback, people. Jordan Love, that was an amazing game against the Chiefs. Give me the Packers over the Giants. Guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below about my picks. And I'll see you guys next time.